Hello everyone, Care Bear here to share with you a finished object. This is the Streamlines Sweater by Hinterm Stein, and I have never done a design by this designer, and I'm really excited to share this first one with you. I had won some DK yarn back in January at our Toronto Knitters Guild fashion show. We did give Knitters Choice Awards and we all vote. And I had won one of those awards, and I received this yarn from the Guild executive to create something with. So I had never used this yarn before and I was really excited. So I was on the hunt for a pattern of DK weight, something special for myself, and this is what I found. So let me share with you a little bit about why I chose this pattern, because I was looking at a ton of different patterns, but what caught my eye is the beautiful detail of the lines at the very top across the shoulders and then into the arms. Yet the body was just a regular knit. And same at the back. Look at how it moves from the center back. Those lines go down into the sleeves. So that caught my eye and I thought, yep, that's going to be the pattern that I want to knit for myself. So the pattern calls for DK weight yarn, a US 4 and a US 6, so 3.5 millimeter and 4 millimeter. And so this yarn that I used, that I mentioned before, was something that I had won, and it is from Ancient Arts yarn. It is a superwash merino with nettle, which was the first time I've ever worked with that. And nettle kind of has a feel of linen. So it was 68% merino, 32% nettle, DK weight, and this is hand dyed in Canada, but the yarn is actually made in Italy, and it's from Ancient Arts fiber. So first time I've used it, loved it, washed beautifully, so I could see myself using more of this yarn in the future. So let me tell you a little bit about the construction of this garment. It starts at the very top. It's a top-down construction. Starts at the top, and you're working the back in with short rows in the front. There weren't any short rows, and you're working across the back and the front, and then gradually you move into the body. Once you move into the body and you get to the point of the armpits, it then goes separate for the sleeves, and you go on to the body. The neckline is very, very small knit, knit one, purl two, I think it is. I'm trying to look at it. And it's just for very few rows. And I think for that, I did cast on using the smaller needle, and then you switch right away to the US 6 or the 4 millimeter. The rest of it, I used 4 millimeter for everything, except when I got to the cuff of the sleeve, I did change to the smaller 3.5 millimeter or the US 4 to do the very fine cuff. And the cuff at the sleeve and the cuff at the bottom band of the sweater is also very, like, there's not a lot of rows to it. And so I kept it as instructed. You're knitting in the round, so the body goes really, really quickly. And then when you get to the very bottom, what's neat about the sweater is it does have a bit of a split seam. You have options as you're doing the body. So you can do a straight body or a cinched in body if you want to shape it, or you can do an A-line body. So I've seen that before. I've seen the options to do different things, but not those three different body types. So that was kind of neat. I chose the A line for this particular sweater, and I'm really, really happy with it. So once you finish the body and the round and you finish that um, split seam and the cuff at the bottom, you then pick up to do the sleeves. Now you'll notice that the sleeves are mostly purl with a drop, and those lines are a drop or a passover stitch as well as a knit stitch on the next row. And so that's a lot of purling. So in the pattern, they suggest that if you like, you can work in from the outside or the inside of the sweater and do mostly knitting with the purls being slipped every other round. So that's what I did. I turned it inside out and worked mostly in knit stitch in the round. So I like that option. And she actually mentions right in there that some of the test knitters chose to do that. So I thought, I like that idea. I'm going to do it as well. So I did that for both sleeves. And yeah, I'm really happy with how they've turned out. This is a very narrow sleeve fit. Um, you can take a look at the different test knits that are on Ravelry. This is a purchase pattern. And so when you take a look at Ravelry, you can see the different styles, the different um, fibers that people use to make this garment, and also just the different body shapes and the different styles that people chose to make. So I used for this, I'm just going to look at my Ravelry notes, but I think I used mm, four, yeah, so under four skeins. So each skein was 100 grams, and I didn't use the full four, and I made a size small. So there are a number of size options, but I chose to make the size small, and that's how much yarn I used. So depending on the size that you pick, then and the fiber that you use, but that's roughly the amount that I used. And I think that's all that I needed to share about this. I look forward to wearing it. I hope I can wear it this summer. We do have some cooler days. Today I am wearing one of my sweaters. So depending on how the weather turns out this summer, I might get a chance to wear this as well. Would I do it again? I think so. I mean, not right now, and I don't have anyone else that I'm actually knitting for, but yeah, I think I would do it again. I definitely would research this yarn again to use it, because I'm going to bring it up really, really close to the camera. But this is a hand-dyed yarn, and it's called, let me just check the name of this. It's called Black Cherry Nettle Soft DK, and truly it is such a gorgeous dyed yarn. Um, yeah, I just think it's absolutely beautiful coloring. So it's not really red and it's not really rust, and I think the words black cherry definitely do it justice. So this is the Streamline sweater. This is the sweater for me, and I'm really excited to wear it this coming fall for sure, and hopefully maybe sometime this summer. Thanks for watching.